Your address? I can't hear you.
2:45. All right, there we go. Oh, 5 minutes. Bad. Why am I bad? This is stupid. I don't even get this. That's lame.
Warrior road trip.
Trope up. Okay. I just need a soda here, I think. Hey, Monk. It's a good boy, huh?
Get out of here, Winston.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Another thing I should have here. There, what do I got? Hey, we're live right now, just so you know.
Copy that.
But we're not starting yet.
Copy that.
Alright. I think we're ready to start. 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Cool.
I'm going to start our audio right now. Oh, talk to the audio, Cobb.
Hi, audio. What up?
Brad's take. Alright, we're good there. I made myself some tea with honey because my throat's starting to get scratchy.
Eek.
Mm-hmm. Also got a frappuccino.
Huh? What'd you get?
Got a Starbucks frappuccino.
Oh, you gotta shake it. Everything's
Well,
on the bottom.
Well, I know. Oh, you could see it, huh? That's pretty funny. That's
Yeah, you gotta
You know what
pound
that
the
is?
bottom.
HD video. That's what that is.
Yep. Now turn it upside down and pop the. Yeah, pop it.
You just want this to spill all over me, huh?
No.
Okay,
That's
Mr.
gonna add like a 20-minute delay to the podcast. I just want you to have your coffee mixed.
All right, we got
I'm a true barista.
20 seconds here, buddy.
Once a barista, always a barista.
Yes.
It's just a cheese stick.
It's cool. 10 seconds. You ready to go?
Ready? All right.
All right, 5 seconds. Welcome to the Tweeting Warrior videocast with Brad Hutchings and J. Cobb. We're videocasting live on YouTube today from 2:45 to about 4:15 Pacific. We're going to have a great time today. If you're watching this, please share a link with your friends. How you doing, Cobb?
Great to be live on the TMV, Brad. I need to pull up my notes so I can...
Right, live on
Great
YouTube.
to be live on YouTube with the TMV, Brad. Hey, everyone out there in Warrior Land, welcome to the Tweeting Warrior videocast, home of the premier source of sports fan fiction.
Here's how to interact with us live. To tweet our show, hashtag TheTMV. Call into the show with the GoToMeeting app for your phone, tablet, Mac, or PC. Our meeting ID today is 889-679-341.
So hashtag your tweets, the TMV. GoToMeeting ID is 889-679-341.
New Sunday, different time. What's up with that?
6 weeks of dog training, give or take, 5 weeks. But we're going to have a good time anyway, right, Brad? What's going on today?
Well, we've got winners, tweet grab bag, our takes, planning for a Memorial road trip, calls, tweets, and topics. Whole bunch to get done.
Let's do it.
Winners of the week.
Sorry. No winners on Monday. But Michael Sam's story left little room for funny. But on Tuesday, we had 2 Twitter hat trick winners. The first half and the second half winner. Our first half winner went to new guy, Anthony Cuevas, his first Twitter hat trick crown. Tuesday's second half winner, new gal, high-ranking official, her first hat trick crown as well. Follow Anthony Cuevas on Twitter at AnthonyCuevas86 and follow High Ranking Official on Twitter at NotWhatYouThink. It's official. You and Anthony are hat trick winners. On Wednesday, as the show recovered from 2 days of Michael Sam and moronic callers, Bookem Dano shone brightest as he took home his 5th Twitter hat trick title. Follow Dano on Twitter at Bookem Dano. You are a hat trick winner. On Thursday, we saw our 3rd first-time winner of the week. Tim O'Halloran started fast and finished strong to claim what was rightfully his. Follow Tim on Twitter at CanuckU2. Tim, you are a hat trick winner. It's a Friday affair. It's a Friday affair. As Syl Jones grabbed his 2nd Twitter hat trick contest win in as many weeks. Proud of you, buddy. Follow Syl on Twitter at Safari Sly. Syl, you are a hat trick winner.
Hey, Cobb, while I'm, I should do mine too. I was going to say, while I'm doing my, maybe before we start my take, let's get our lower thirds done.
Oh, I'm going to have a lower third. Oh,
yeah,
boo.
And then I'm gonna edit this. I'll edit this garbage out. It's all go to the real podcast.
Do.
Yep, almost here. And then mute yourself until it's your turn to talk, because I have a lot to say.
Brad's take.
So today I want to talk about a disturbing trend: consolidation of power. I'm not sure when it started, but it seems the commissioners of the major professional sports leagues are becoming bigger than the game itself. I find it a worrisome trend. Let's back up a couple weeks to A-Rod's suspension. They don't have a positive drug test for him, as the collective bargaining agreement requires for a drug suspension. Instead, what they have is circumstantial evidence that grew out of Ryan Braun's fiasco. They also have an aging player recovering from a significant injury and surgical repair owed about $80 million by the Yankees, which creates a giant adverse incentive for the Yankees to find some way to invalidate his contract. Bud Selig may think that a one-year suspension at this stage in A-Rod's career is essentially a forced retirement and protection of Barry Bonds' sacred career home run record. In actuality, it's about a $20 million discount to the Yankees, who are still on the hook to A-Rod for another $60 million. About the only hope for the Yankees and MLB to get past this is for A-Rod to be indicted for criminal activity surrounding biogenesis. At some point, the Players Union needs to step in. Move to the NFL. Big news this week that Roger Goodell made more than $44 million last year, about double the salary of the highest paid player in the league, Aaron Rodgers. For that $44 million, Goodell should be defending the Shield. Instead, we have two serious black eyes to the league this week. The obvious one, of course, is the Wells Report, which reaffirms that Richie Incognito is kind of an asshat, while exonerating Joe Philbin for basically not knowing what's going on. Cobb, can you human sound drop that for me? You might have to unmute yourself.
What's going on?
Thank you. Second black eye is Michael Sam. Not a peep from the commissioner's office about this. No memo to teams, no memo to players on how they're expected to deal with this. Some of the reactions have been simultaneously troubling and quite understandable. Sam's projected draft status has fallen. Who knows if it's just media analysis hype or actually reflects on team GM sentiment, but it's measurable and it has happened. Some players, like New York Giants corner Terrell Thomas, have expressed opinions indicating that Sam wouldn't be welcome with compassion in an NFL locker room. Clearly, no expectations have been laid down by the league's office. Goodell doesn't have to go all pro-gay to be effective on this. He simply needs to say that he expects teams and players to treat a player like Sam with the respect he is due as a player. That's all. But look for the Sam situation to get out of hand like the Richie Incognito situation before Goodell does anything to steer the ship and protect his $40 million annuity. Now let's move to the NBA. By all Twitter accounts, the slam dunk contest was a cruel joke last night. The Celebrity All-Star Game MVP was a federal political hack, a move guaranteed to piss off half the country in any year. Fans voted an injured player to start for the West. David Stern retired and was immediately selected to the Hall of Fame. Ron Silver or David Silver or Adam Silver, whatever his name is, comes in and immediately starts the process of raising the minimum participation age for the NBA to 20, or 2 years out of high school. Presumably he wants more mature, coachable athletes in the association. Yet his most marketable assets, Kobe and LeBron, came straight out of high school. There are two non-obvious problems with Silver's approach. First, one-and-dones, as they are called now, get drafted and paid because they have value. Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting drafted and paid. This is microeconomics 110 there, folks. Restraining trade will necessarily make the product on the court worse, not better. Of course, current players are mostly down with this proposal. They're already in the league, and this reduces competition for a fixed number of roster spots and a piece of the player's portion of the cash pie. But who represents future players? And why should a future hypothetical Kobe or LeBron have to break a leg like Kevin Ware playing for free before getting a well-deserved opportunity to make an NBA roster? My hope is that the owners and players take their sports back a little from these authoritarian commissioners, or at the very least hold them accountable for mistakes so that these commissioners have little time to press ill-advised agendas on their respective leagues. These leagues aren't NASCAR or WWE, essentially owned and controlled by one family. They're a coalition of owners and players who have abdicated too much decision-making to one hired gun. What do you think about that, Cobb? You're going to have to... There you go.
A couple things on this. I mean, you just recently touched on the NBA situation, and then you touched on 2 points in the NFL. I have my take later on in the TMV actually brushes up on how I felt about the NBA's All-Star festivities last night, the skills competition and the whatnot. So I'll get to the NBA later, but if I could touch on the NFL and Roger Goodell.
Absolutely.
His 2013 salary hasn't been posted yet. What was released was his income from 2012, which is significant because he said if there was a lockout, he was willing to accept the salary of $1. Now it's been released that in 2012 he was paid $44 million, which is significantly higher than the dollar he said.
It's
he
actually
was gonna pay himself.
Cobb, to channel a little Dean Del Rey here. It's a difference of $23,999,999. $43,999,999. That's the difference.
Which is significant. Yeah.
It's a lot of dollars.
It's what, it's 144-fold or something. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's basically 200. Pardon me, it's 43,999,999 fold is what it is.
Well, no, fold is multiplied. It's not
right. $1. Trust me, I was a math major. $1 is what he said he would get. What he actually got was 40.
What's tenfold of a dollar?
10. It's all right. Just yes.
No, it's not. 1 times
10 is 10.
No, not 10. Okay.
I need to do a new header. Math lessons with J. Cobb.
I didn't know tenfold of a dollar was 10. Yeah, so what's 100-fold of a dollar?
Wait till we start talking about means and
100?
medians. And yes, it would be. Wait till we start talking about means and medians, and Great Bludini goes nuts.
Means and medians?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all right, Cobb. We'll save that for advanced
Let's talk
math.
about logistics, and we can get Mike in Vegas on the phone. It's like you're both wrong. Okay.
Who's barking?
But yeah.
Why are you barking?
The point is, publicly he comes out during the lockout and says this and that and that, and the real crime here is that the NFL is still a non-profit. It still gets business tax breaks that a non-for-profit organization gets, and yet they're running $1 billion organization. Their CEO makes $44 million in a year, and what you said, he makes twice the salary of Aaron Rodgers.
Actually, a little more than that. Aaron Rodgers made about $20 million last year.
Was Aaron Rodgers also the highest paid player in 2012?
I'm not sure about that, but Aaron Rodgers didn't have to make decisions to protect the shield, like how to punt on Richie Incognito until this Wells report, or how to let this Michael Sam thing get completely out of control, which will dominate the the news cycles of the draft and everything else until the league commissioner says something about it.
Well, they need something until free agency takes over and until the draft takes over. So even though Michael Sam isn't even a full-fledged NFL player yet, his welcoming into the league as a full-fledged NFL player is the story of the moment. Interesting fact. I mean, you touched on the Incognito Jonathan Martin story with Joe Philbin and the Dolphins. The owner of the Dolphins publicly came out and says the Dolphins locker room and the Dolphins organization as a whole will welcome Michael Sam into the organization if the team decides to draft him and or pick him up in free agency. Now, the interesting caveat there is...
Well, the real interesting caveat is that he doesn't have any control of his organization.
No, they don't. It's, and Jim Turner, the doofus who was the coach of the offensive line, is still there. And more than likely, Pouncey's going to get suspended. Jonathan Martin's not coming back to the Dolphins. Richie Incognito is not coming back. The idiot who was in charge of all this, Jeff Ireland, is gone, thankfully. So let's see if Joe Philbin can keep a better control of his locker room without the offsetting techniques of his former general manager Jeff Ireland there to say no, don't do anything to these guys. These guys are fine. Don't do anything to these guys. These are my guys. We'll fix it. Don't worry about it.
No, I completely agree. I completely agree with you there. It's a complete cluster, and this is something that the league office should have stepped into and said enough. No more this year. Embarrassing us. They should have stepped in. Teams want to come and do the right thing. I think the Patriots had a similar statement where Robert Kraft, the owner, says, I'm not going to tell Bill Belichick how to do his job, but he knows that if he wants to go after a guy like Michael Sam, he has my support and more in this decision, and I know that his sexual orientation means little to nothing, or means absolutely zero to Bill Belichick in his talent assessment of a certain player. Well, you've certainly got to tell these people what's expected. I think that's the easy thing. That's what puts this whole controversy to rest. Is everybody's just speculating on what's expected, and nobody really knows. All right, let's move on to. You ready to move on? No.
No. No, I'm not. I had one more thing to say.
Okay.
The interesting thing. Okay, we have the co-defensive MVP of the Southeastern Conference, and a lot has been made that you have the best defensive player in the best conference in football available in the draft. Where have the last 11 or 12 defensive players in the SEC gone. They've all been drafted in the first round. People speculated at the end of the college football season, at the end of bowl season, Michael Sam was going to be a first and at the worst a second-round draft pick, which is what most people speculated. Since the end of the college football season, scouts and teams have started doing their homework. Character, quote-unquote, issues came up about Michael Sam, and his draft stock started to slip.
The official reason they're going to give you on that is he's sort of a tweener. He's kind of like we talked about.
Tweener has nothing to do with character issues.
Well, of course it doesn't. But that's the official reason they're going to give you.
Right. This is what we've been told for the last week. But reports have shown that since as early as the Senior Bowl, character, quote-unquote, issues have come up. And that's when teams started doing their PI work on the kid, and they found out that he had an alternative lifestyle. And they were going to, and then that's when his stock started to slip. The public response to this is he is a tweener. He is undersized for his position. But he's too big or too slow to play another position. He doesn't have a position. This is why he's slipping. But the initial reason is character issues. Character issues came to us. There's guys with felonies on the record. He doesn't have any felony records.
The character issues didn't come to us, Cobb. Don't implicate me in this at all.
Us being the public, the Gen Pop.
But certainly that's what
Michael Sam had to get in front of it because he didn't want the story to control him. He wanted to control the story, which shows a lot of smarts and maturity on this young man. That's if I was in a similar situation, that's exactly how I would have done it.
Well, we'll
I would have
see.
got right in front of
other
it.
people, certainly other people have questioned why make an issue out of it now and just deal with it after the draft. But
he had to make an issue because someone else was on the verge of releasing this information, or teams already speculated as much.
Yeah,
and that's why the next day. So he was because of these under investigated stories on his character, he had already slipped to the third or fourth round on most teams' boards. The day after he came out, he dropped 70 spots, which is 2 rounds. He went from a fourth-round pick to a sixth-round pick, almost a seventh-round pick.
I think the point is that he's probably gonna be a value pick for somebody, with the information out there, then they can evaluate and see, okay, do we want this? Do we not want this? Whatever. It's there. It's something to evaluate. We'll see what happens with him. In the end, though, he's got to make the team. Obviously, he's got to get along with his teammates. He's got to play well on the field, and that's how he's going to be judged. And ultimately through his career, that's going to be the bulk of his paycheck. The signing bonus thing. He might fall from making getting $1.5 million as a signing bonus to maybe $300,000 or $400,000 as a signing bonus. That's it's unfortunate, but it's not the sum total of his career if he's really a great player.
Right. Most rookies have to work for that second contract, and I hope like even Richard Sherman, like as great as career as he's an early part to his career he's had, he's still being minimally paid. He's still on a rookie minimum contract.
Yep, and he's going to have to keep his game, really, really sharp in order to get that kind of Revis money.
And he's definitely on the brink of that. I guess after next year he'll be a free agent, or at least restricted free agent. We'll see. I don't mean to switch gears and go to somebody else, but I just wanted to cite an example of there's a lot of guys who are going to be in the position of Michael Sam. And not to relate apples to oranges, but I hope for his sake that he gets into a situation a lot like Manti Te'o was, or a lot like Manti Te'o had in San Diego, where he went to a place where he was protected by a good locker room, and the team, the organization, the coaching staff, protected the story, kept him out of the news post-draft, and he was able to succeed. He wasn't the star of the team. He wasn't the main guy. I can see you smiling at. I don't know what the hell you're smiling at.
Well, I'm smiling because they've done a very successful job of purging from the public's mind that the dude made up a story about a fake girlfriend who died of cancer in order to, curry favor with, the sporting public. I mean, disgusting. Just disgusting.
Yeah, it didn't happen on their. It didn't happen on their clock. They just
no. See, here's the thing, Cobb. Now, after they're done with him, it didn't happen.
What do you mean? All right, whatever.
I mean, yeah, I'm like the only one who remembers it. So even you don't.
What do you mean? Everybody remembers what happened to Manti Te'o. Get out of here.
It's all good. All right, let's move on to
Sure.
calls, tweets, and topics. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
You
got
sound
any tweets
disappointed
here?
about that. We got some tweets. Here we go.
Your calls, your tweets, our topics.
Of course, I'm supposed to read something for this.
Am I or you?
I am actually. Here's how to interact with us live. To tweet our show, hashtag TheTMV. Call into the show with the GoToMeeting app for your phone, tablet, Mac, or PC. Our meeting ID today is 889-679-341.
So, hashtag your tweets, the TMV. Go to meeting. ID is 889-679-341. Go to meeting.
Now, we don't have anybody waiting on GoToMeeting right now. It sure would be good if we did, because didn't we finally get this to work, Cobb?
Yeah, it sounded, actually, after about 5 or 6 minutes of,
Tinkering with it, it sounded good.
tinkering, it sounded good.
Yeah,
It's about 90
exactly.
to 95% ready to go.
I know, you were...
not ready to... It's 100% ready to go, but I'm saying quality-wise, it's about 95%.
Quality was very, very good. You
Yeah.
really wanted to scrap it, and I said, just give me another couple of minutes and let's do it.
Now
we have no callers.
Well, I mean, I was, dealing with it last week. I was just like, yeah, I'm sitting here watching you pull your hair out, and I was
still
like,
have hair. Even after the haircut, I still have some. Even after getting a haircut, I still have some hair.
It's still there.
Yeah, right.
But
exactly.
I didn't want to deal with the distraction to the same level this week that we dealt with last week, and I was like, if you scrap it, we can just keep things flowing. Gotta let the tweets flow. Gotta let the podcast flow. And I wanted to keep that flowing. And,
right.
But
let's get to some tweets.
We did. We put in some elbow grease and we got it going.
Let's get to some tweets. Friday's winner, Tim O'Halloran, tweets at the TMV. Did Jay Cobb go to the J Moore Sports Math Institute? Yeah, well, anyway, math's not his strong point, but that's okay. That doesn't mean he's stupid. It just means that he's better at, like right brain things. And I mean that totally sincerely.
I don't even see that goddamn tweet. Can I say goddamn?
You just did. Actually, that was a tweet at us. He didn't hashtag that the TMV. That's why you didn't see it. James Harrison tweets, down with the French fry Phil. And he tweeted at us and tweeted a picture. And this is actually looks like what would you say, a Subaru? That's a Subaru, a white Subaru with New York license plate.
Mm-hmm.
FFP. Kind of like...
Sweet.
Kind of like Herbie the Love Bug that I photoshopped for FFP on the occasion of his first win. Except this one's actually real.
Didn't you put the date on there too? It was FFP,
I did.
And then
FFP 827.
That's right.
That's
the
right.
Date of his first Twitter hat trick.
Right.
I should tweet at the TMV my picture of French Fry Phil. Maybe we can have him call in and go to meeting, or he can talk about it. But in the meantime, I saw his Pizza Hut commercial today, and I took a screen.
Do tell.
And I took a picture of it on my phone, and I tweeted out. I tweeted to French Fry Phil. I tweeted to Pizza Hut, and I said, "I know that guy. I know that guy," with 2 or 3 exclamation points in all caps. And his tweet was underneath about 50 other tweets, and you kind of have to scrounge for it and kind of squint your eyes to look at it, but you see it there. I think the initial tweet that he sent was something like, "Hey, at Pizza Hut, dang your garlic crust to heck."
Actually, it was darn it to heck.
Darn it to heck.
Yes.
Darn it to heck. Hashtag my pizza senses are tingling. I tried to do that off from memory, and I failed miserably. But the tweet is there. You can't make out the entire thing because it's covered up, like I said, but you do see maybe 2/3 of his avatar, just enough to see that it's him, and just enough to see that there's pizza there.
So how much do you think he got
Philly?
How much do you think he got paid for that, Cobb?
Well, I know the exact number.
Oh, you do? Well, you probably don't want to.
I do.
Can you share it?
I'd rather he.
But first,
I mean,
okay. Well, he could share it with us. But
he
actually,
could share. He disclosed that to me in a private message. So
got it. Whatever
I
that
believe
number.
It's off the record.
Whatever that number was, it's whatever number more. That number more than you and I have made on our podcast, which is very impressive. That's right. That's a factor of. By the way, that's a factor of infinity because we've made 0 on our podcast.
That is a factor of infinity, and that I actually do understand.
Yes. We have another tweet from Tim O'Halloran. Apparently, the J Cobb thrives on making an entrance. Yeah, we just had a thing.
Where the hell is this tweet?
These are tweeted at the
I just said
TMV.
G, and I just said HE double hockey sticks. I got a
Cobb went to dog training today, and he came back, and he's completely, his nose is completely stuffed up. He's having allergic reactions and everything else. So perhaps he won't have to go to dog training for the next 5 weeks, and we can do this thing on time if we're lucky. But, what did FFP just tweet you?
I think my behavior at dog training today releases me from any further training. Not that I need any training. I think Winston will still go, but just my presence there, I think today was enough. They've had enough of me.
That's really awesome the way you handled that, Cobb. I think we can all learn a lot from you.
Not to get too grotesque, but these sessions are supposed to go 60 minutes. They go exactly 1 hour, and at the 55-minute mark, my nose and my sinuses just start to empty out of my sinuses, directly out of my nose, and probably dribbled through my somewhat of a mustache here into my mouth, and I excused myself. And and I was like, it's time to go. When I'm pointing at my watch.
It's too bad you didn't show up with pink eye. That would have been kind of funny and timely.
If I would, it would have been, yeah. And it probably would put me up for like a Peabody or some sort of like podcast Emmy or something if I had done that.
Right. Tim O'Halloran still doesn't know how this podcast works because he apologizes to you. Sorry, J. Cobb. Couldn't resist. You're awesome, dude. Well, you didn't have to apologize, Tim. I think Cobb already knows that. Cobb knows.
No, but he did figure out the hashtag.
Yes, he did. That's impressive. That's very impressive.
I applaud you. Thank you.
You want to read Boaz's tweet?
Which one? The so-caller?
We got a couple. Yeah, we got a couple here. I think
we got a so-caller and a so-folks. I'm going to brush over this one. Okay, I'll read the first one. So a caller walks into a bar and asks the bartender, "What's on special?" The bartender says, $2 call-its. Caller says the N-word.
Yes. That's pretty...
Yeah.
That sums up callers to the... It sums them up completely.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It's either N-word or F-double-G word. Or even, we don't need any of those words here. I already said the GD and the HE double hockey sticks, and that's enough for the FCC to raise some flags. Let's go with Boaz's first tweet here. So, folks just got in town, and Pops broke the front door in 5 minutes. Am I now allowed to send him to my room? Hashtag TheTMV.
Why not? If your room had a good television with a Chromecast, they could actually watch us live. And,
if you're not in Sochi, go right ahead. Is what I say. Because if you're in Sochi, you probably don't even have a door.
I've got the clock is all messed up here because it is.
It's just add 15 minutes.
Well, right, that's what I'm doing. So we should probably go to tweet grab bag about now. Is that your phone doing that little vibrating there?
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
Oh, I don't know. I hear the. It's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you start tweet grab bag. I'm gonna mute myself and blow some dog hair dander.
Cool. This is a live read on tweet grab bag today. So.
Yeah. Do you need any of my? I didn't look over this. Do you need any of my help on it?
I am going to need your help. Just watch along. I forget. I think it might be on Friday that I need your help.
Gotcha. I'm going to mute myself until Friday.
All right. Or at least just listen in.
I'm going to blow my nose. I'm going to just blow. I'm going to mute myself until I'm done blowing my nose. How about that?
Very good. Why don't you mute yourself and then I'll get started here.
Tweet grab bag.
Monday, brought to you by Boaz. Topic: Michael Sam. Sensitive types, cover your ears now. Etchitman tweets, "This Michael Sam story is an outrage. Soon all of professional sports will be filled with guys with 2 first names." Good job, Etch. Brad Hutchings tweets, "I'm setting the over-under on when college recruits will announce orientation and school on National Signing Day at 2017. Recruit puts on a Bama hat and a fur coat." Sil Jones tweets, "We will draft Sam. We love having a gay old time. Signed, the Flintstones." Frank Drebin tweets, "I eat gays all the time, and they're smaller than me and always chuckling at my teeth. Signed, Sharks Who Eat Dolphins." Snappledink tweets, how come so many guys try to get their girls to do certain activity but think gay sex is disgusting? Hey, that's a very serious tweet there, Spappledink. Surprised that didn't get read. Funny How tweets, gay guy in the NFL, what's next? Skin-tight football pants? Signed, Impressive Meat Bulge. There you go. Bonus semi-related topic via J. Cobb, and the topic here would be the Bible. Tyrant the Hawk tweets, I'll have a Bible discussion with you. Signed, Rocky Raccoon. And that's timely because of the Beatles special, right, Cobb?
Yeah, that was very timely. Well, didn't someone want to talk about the Bible or Christians?
Yeah, well, everybody called in talking about the Bible. It was just a terrible day of radio. Tuesday, brought to you by 12. Topic, Russian Olympics. Rockin' Ramos tweets, word on the street, Putin. Okay, hashtag word on the street, hashtag Putin voice. Russia out the precious metals and now give stray dog to Olympic winners. Hashtag Sochi. Topic, Bob Costas' pink eye. Rockin' Ramos tweets, who is farting on you? Signed, Aaron Andrews asking Bob Costas about his pink eye. Jay Colombo tweets, JJ, when you get a chance, please let Bob Costas know that, okay, wait a minute, we're not reading this, Jay. No. We're not bringing down our show with that. We are not bringing down our show with Japanese. Yeah, we're not. No, we're not.
Just Google search Jay Colombo, J Moore Sports, and Japanese tradition.
Yeah, maybe I'll retweet that one. Chili Lemon tweets, well, Jay,
Chile
I guess.
Lemon.
Huh?
Chile Lemon.
Chile Lemon tweets, well, Jay, I guess you could say that Bob Costas has become a red-eye master. Yeah! Topic, Bacon Week. Tim O'Halloran tweets, Colin Quinn's dad used to take him to bacon conventions, but his baby arms precluded him from enjoying samples. Zorro tweets, quit promoting Bacon Week, it's killing me. Signed, Pigs. Topic, weather. Pay attention, Alex Hernandez, is your topic. Weather. Joey Gardena tweets, please don't take my weather channel away. I'm too lazy to get off the couch and look out the window.
Yep.
Frank Ojeda tweets, what do you do when shopping for bananas and a Georgia storm is about to strike? You split!
Oh, God.
Topic.
You're
Marcus,
my city.
Topic. Marcus not too smart. John Ryan tweets, well, Jay, I guess you could say that Marcus's behavior wasn't very smart.
It was just sitting there. Someone had to do it.
I guess. Wednesday, brought to you by Boaz. Okay, so Boaz sent me tweets for Tuesday, not Wednesday, so we'll have this fixed up next week, and then we won't have any overlap. And in short, it sucks if you tweeted the show and didn't get read on Wednesday, because there's no room for you here today. Thursday, brought to you by 12. Topic, Derek Jeter and baseball. Syl Jones tweets, I salute Derek Jeter. He almost has more hits than me. Signed, The Real Hey Maddie's Good Lung. Rockin' Ramos tweets, Jeter has over 3,000 hits? That's a lot of gift baskets. Hashtag pimpin' ain't easy.
Oh, snap.
Bookham Dano tweets, I don't know, Jay. We have a pretty good farm system, too. Signed, Produce. Topic, Bob Huggins and college hoops. TJ and NB tweets, new from Carl's Jr., the Bob Huggins burger. One mostly beef patty filled with Ambien. Comes with a large NyQuil. Rob Johnson tweets, well, Jay, it looks like Tyler Ennis's buzzer beater gave Syracuse a come from Beheim win. Yeah!
Boheim?
Well, it's got to, but doesn't it have to rhyme with behind?
Boheim? I don't know.
Behind, whatever. I mean, it was a good thing Rob capitalized.
I'll come from Boheim win.
Right,
I think
basically,
I just do it fast. I'll come from Boheim win.
This might be a tweet that only works because it's written down, because he actually capitalized Boheim. Boeheim. Yeah! Topic, Chipper the Dolphin. This was hilarious. Okay, so Travanti Jaramillo tweets, Jay, dolphins are very gentle creatures. I'm sure he didn't try to assault you on purpose.
Yeah.
Heyo. Sir Vegas tweets, so I just came back from the doctor, and you might want to get yourself checked out. Signed, Chipper the Dolphin.
Damn.
Jay in San Antonio tweets, I nominate Chipper the Dolphin for the Mount Rushmore of pervert dolphins. Mount Touchmore.
Nice.
Okay, so I didn't know what this topic was about.
Good touch or bad touching?
That was a bad touch, man. That was a bad touch. You know, I mean, honestly, to be sexually assaulted between your back and your life jacket by a dolphin, that's...
That story is not uncommon as it may first appear. That happens all the time. Anybody
You're
who
gonna
has...
You're going to tell me this is what... Wait, stop.
Dolphins.
Stop. You're going to tell me this is what happened to Jonathan Martin by Richie Incognito.
I think it was Giovanni DeLutha, not...
Yeah, it was
Richie
terrible.
Incognito.
Okay, I don't get this topic, and it may just be that I was just, like, you know, busy and couldn't listen that moment, but we have this topic of Greg Toohey. Adrian Sherman tweets, in all fairness to Greg Toohey, he was thinking about Jesus walking on water in Sochi. So what was the topic about? I'm sure that's funny as hell. I just didn't know what that was about.
Did you hear the new match game being played? Where they played, like, $25,000 pyramid?
I did.
Yeah.
So I was actually listening to this, and I totally missed it. So what did I miss?
You probably because you were laughing too hard because it was hysterical. But there, you know, you have to give clues and you have to guess what the word is that's behind you. And one of the clues was water. You know, he was trying to get it. I think JJ was trying to get Greg to say blue, so he goes water. What color is water? And Greg Toohey goes green. He's supposed to say blue.
I got
it. The color of water.
That's pretty funny. Okay.
And in Greg's defense, he's like, I was thinking of the water in Sochi, which is wrong because the water in Sochi is yellow. It's not green or blue. But.
Right. Right. Sir Vegas tweets, man, Greg Toohey probably had a hell of a time trying to swim on his front lawn as a child. Okay, now it makes sense.
Now you
makes
get
complete sense. I get it. Friday, brought to you by J. Cobb. Topic, Manuel versus the Pretender from Idaho. Rockin' Ramos tweets, I can go for some fat beats. Signed, Dan Byer on Fox, accepting the rap challenge.
I can go for some fat beats.
Topic, Bob Costas. Adrian Sherman tweets, Misha Tate couldn't see right for a couple of days. Shh, big whoop. Signed, Bob Costas. Topic, no idea. Help me out here, Cobb. The Kev tweets, when I was 9 months old, Fred Flintstone shook my baby tusk. Signed, Mammoth.
In a top 5 of 5 story, they found a 7-foot mammoth tusk.
Got it.
It was like I forget what the interesting part about it was. I think the interesting part was they actually played like dialogue from the story. Now I'm completely drawing a blank.
Got it. Joe Dorville tweets, this is the reason Jonathan Quick chose hockey. No game clock. That has to be a match game thing?
Yeah.
But why on Friday though?
I don't know. Is that the one? Is that a Friday one or a Thursday one?
Yeah, that was actually tweeted on Friday. You sent it to me. So he's just a
day.
Quick he was a day late. I basically put this. Yeah.
Quick. Was this a basketball story?
You know what? I have no idea. It's all right. It's not a big deal.
Oh man, I do remember sending that now. Anyway,
let's see here. Topic: NBA All-Star events. Mikey Ham and Eggs tweets, NBA All-Star event. Spelling bee of my kids' names. Wow. Okay, and our last topic. Literally yesterday's news. JD tweets, this is to Jay Moore and Dan Byer on Fox, breaking news. Carl's Jr. announcer replaced by Coach Bob Huggins. He tweeted this on Friday. Of course, Bob Huggins called in on Thursday, yesterday's news. And I think that's going to do it for Tweet Grab Bag.
All right. What do you mean?
All right. Well, I mean, we're done. We got them.
Oh, just for right now.
Yeah. Well, no, for total. We got all Tweet Grab Bag done, so we're going to go to Calls, Tweets, and Topics. Is that cool?
Calls, Tweets, and Topics.
For about 5 minutes. Here we go.
Your calls, your tweets, our topics.
So on the GoToMeeting line with us right now is Sparky. Can you hear us, Sparky? Sparky.
He has to unmute himself.
No, he's not muted. He looks good on. Sparky, can you hear me?
Hello, is there any Sparky out there?
He must just
Okay,
be
you
listening.
can hear me. Just talk.
Well,
that's all you gotta do.
actually,
is talk.
actually, there's TJ that's on with us right now. He joined in our hangout, and he'll be talking to us soon. Sparky, going once, going twice, gone. We're on to topics. Actually, we should. TJ, is that you? Can you hear us?
I see a gray screen. Oh, he muted himself.
He just muted himself. Okay.
Why'd you just mute yourself? Now he unmuted himself.
Now,
Hey, buddies.
can you? Hey, let me
man.
play a little.
Give a little Trevante.
Where's my intro music?
Here's your intro music. Here you go.
Special guest, Trevante Jaramillo.
Ooh.
Hado Yomilio.
So you can.
How
about
you
if
boys
you?
doing?
Well, we're doing really, really good. How are you
man.
doing today?
Doing good, man. I'm all excited. Love being on TMV.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
like looking at. We really like looking at your ceiling. Talk to us more.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do a camera. I'm not ready for it today. I'm just not feeling sexy.
All right, that's fair.
I'm sorry.
Well, the thing.
That's-
Hey, hang on. Does this say kill camera? There you go. Now you can look at my sexy Abby. There you go.
There you go. That looks very nice.
angry.
So we got to get through calls, tweets, and topics. We had a couple other topics here while we're waiting. By the way, have you seen any tweets here, Cobb?
There's one. There's a new one. Don Fury Jr. tweets at the J Cobb, high pollen counts are brutal. Hashtag the TMV. Yeah, it's not pollen today. It's just these damn dogs.
Probably sick is what it is. Sil Jones says that we had to get a set time. That is absolutely true. We do have to get a set time.
Yeah.
Bethan wants to know if we could hang more stuff in our backgrounds. Then they could play I Spy while watching. I don't know if she's being serious or clowning us. How much stuff do you have hanging in your background there, Cobb?
I have like the Simon and Garfunkel album hanging on the wall. I have two different curtains. There's just a white sheer curtain on this side, and then there's pears on this side.
Right.
Pretty Orla Kylie pears that my wife picked out. She likes.
Of course, the last time I had anything identifiable in the background, people thought that there was some kid getting molested by getting molested by a dog. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Drums.
And then I have a guitar and a chalkboard.
Right.
It's all musical here.
But I could open these curtains and I could show off Dodger Stadium. I did that before.
Yes, and we've
You could say
identified
it's,
your
right
house on a map from Dodger
there.
Stadium. Very nice. Yes.
Right there. I Spy Dodgers.
Cobb, we got
Can
a
I just
couple
say
little.
that,
Yeah, please do.
being read by Brad Hutchings on the TMV is almost as awesome feeling as being read on Jay Moore. So, big fan.
That's a high compliment, Brad.
I'll take
thank you, TJ.
That's probably the only
I would have been bummed
compliment
out. I'm not kidding. I'm sitting there like, did I do anything good? I know I didn't, but I'm gonna be really sad if nothing shows up here.
Well, I think you need to thank. Who does he need to thank? I'll tell you who you need
12,
to
I
thank.
think.
You need to thank 12 for
12.
including your tweet. Yes. Is that true?
Thank you, 12.
That is true.
I
You
think
need
she
to
goes by
thank 12 for
12,
including
18 artists. She doesn't just go by 12.
Right.
We've been calling her 12, but she
We're
has
so
a name.
close, I just call her 1.
Cobb, we got a couple of
What?
topics. Couple additional topics here. You hear about these speed skating suits, Trevante? We have these high-tech speed skating suits, made by companies that make fighter bombers and all that stuff.
Under Armour.
Indeed, so.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it was.
I'm
they
wearing one
cooperated
now.
Thank you. Oh, nice. I see why you don't want to be on camera.
Hashtag
Anyway, they
meat
were-
bulge or whatever it said a minute ago.
Right. They were made with cooperation with Northrop Grumman or whatever, and they have too much drag, and they didn't test them out before they deployed them. I mean, typical joke that this Olympics have kind of become. There's another great story about Johnny Manziel. He apparently is practicing his football skills by going waist deep in the Pacific Ocean and throwing passes while waves are crashing on his back.
Sounds
Ew.
Any thoughts?
torturous.
Any thoughts about that, Cobb?
God, sounds like he's working hard.
Yeah, well,
I've been going to the beach.
Right, I want to know if he's
Okay.
doing it shirtless or whether he's wearing like a bodysuit to do that.
If he's actually going to the beach and working on his form or his throw or his mechanics, I want a Rocky style montage. I want
Yes,
him
I agree.
like
He needs to be
running
running
through
with
the
Apollo
water in
Creed.
the sand with like Apollo Creed. They're like shoving each other and slapping at each other. I want a beach Johnny football montage.
Rising up.
Gotta be the best. You gotta be the best. Gotta walk to the best.
Yeah,
You're the best around. No one's gonna ever take you down.
The best. The best.
Let's move on to a real sad story. Darren Sharper, former NFL safety. Apparently, he picks up chicks
Former
using.
decent human being.
Well, who knows if he was ever a decent human being? But his
far as
pickup
we know.
drugs of choice is a cocktail of morphine and Ambien. And he apparently has done this in several locations
Rookie.
across the United States. It just seems, it seems strange. He lures the women from bars back to his hotel room. However he lures them, who knows? And then supplies them with morphine and Ambien, and then
Well, they
Yeah.
slip it in their drink.
and now
What he
he's.
did.
Oh, is that what they said? Anyway, that's crazy. He didn't do it at the bar though. He got him at the he got him to go back with him, and then he gave him the morphine and Ambien, which
I must party with terrible people because, booze and Ambien, like that's the starter.
Well, there's a difference. Jokes aside, there's a difference between
there is-
knowingly
there's a
take morphine and Ambien and then having it, having someone roofie your drink with it, or slipping it
Oh,
in
alright.
your beverage.
it's kind of
Sorry, guy.
a dangerous combination too.
Yeah, you might not come to from something like that, or at least not for a
Yeah.
while.
I think
The
we
more
can
you
label
know.
him. I think we can label him a really bad guy.
Yeah. Well, what's the story here? That they upped his parole. I mean, he's not.
Well, they
up
upped
to
his.
parole yet.
Well, they want to up
bail.
his.
Yeah.
They want to up his bail to like $10 million because he
Yeah,
seems
from
to
like
have a
200
track record. Right, they caught him in Hollywood doing this, and
Yeah.
so it's the LA County prosecutor. They want to up his bail from like $200,000 to $10 million because apparently
Yeah.
there's a track record of him doing this across the United States.
Which is more than tenfold.
Yeah, that would be like a 50-fold increase.
Yeah. There we go.
There's another story I thought was really good, and then let's get to our next stuff here, which
We don't
after
have to
the
do
story.
every topic right now.
Well, no, but this one I really want to get to, and this is that Tiger Woods is helping Lindsey Vonn through the disappointment of not competing in the Olympics, and I feel that this couple is going to last because they're going to spend a lot of time helping each other through disappointments.
Yeah.
Isn't that what a relationship is?
Yeah.
Well, apparently
Just a
that's what
series of
their
disappointments and
apparently
terrible moments?
that's what their relationship has come to.
So what happens when they both start competing and are successful once again? Do they break up? Like if
I
they're
don't
if they're
I don't
not there
see
to
that happening.
console each other, through disappointing points in their career. Like if like say Tiger comes out this year and he wins the Masters, does he break up with Lindsey Vonn because his career is no longer disappointing and she can't be there to help him through the bad times?
I
Hell
just
yeah.
don't see that. I don't see that happening. I still see Tiger.
You don't see him winning you don't see him winning the Masters?
I think it's a long shot. I do see him winning a lot of tournaments this year, and I see him actually being Player of the Year and everything. But I think what's happened to the field is it's gotten so strong that most of the players just basically grind through the season. But when the majors come along, then they play their A games. And honestly, Tiger's A game against everybody else's A game, you can't really take Tiger's A game anymore. He's second or third place.
Tiger hasn't brought his A game to a major tournament in 4 or 5 years.
I disagree with you. I think he brought it to 3 tournaments last year, and
Three
ended up in
majors?
second and he did, and he ended up in second or third place. So I mean, the Masters last year, didn't he place second?
I don't remember him being in the final pairing. I don't remember him contending.
Or the third?
If he did contend, then he choked out. He.
Well, his A game just wasn't good enough. I think that's the point.
Well, why are they together in the first place? Like, she's okay, but like, I mean, we know that he likes to date pigs, and like, why do they even bother actually being together?
I don't know. Yeah, that's Tiger.
Well, forget why they bother being together. We know why they're going to stay together is because they can help each other through disappointment, and that's what matters.
All right, fair enough.
All right, let's go on to Cobb's take, okay?
So where is the? Anyway, I don't know.
Travanti, mute yourself while Cobb does his take here.
Sure.
Cobb
All right,
steak.
thanks, man. Cobb's take.
Cobb's take.
I like it
Cobb
better.
steak.
I like it better as Cobb steak.
Cobb steak. Here you go. Have
Well,
fun
as
with
you
Cobb.
know, the slam dunk competition was last night, along with skills competition, and along with the 3-point competition, and along with some other crap that the NBA is throwing around at us. Well, I'm here to fix it. So first thing I want to do is let's fix this NBA slam dunk competition once and for all. What wasn't broke to begin with has now gone through too many changes and upheavals that it's fixed itself out of relevance. Both the NBA Slam Dunk Competition and the MLB Home Run Derby need to simplify to improve. They are both too long and maintain no or little excitement. Now, what the 3-point competition did this year was ideal. They had 8 contestants in the first round decide who the 2 finalists were. That's right, finalists. No semifinals, just finals. Adding a semifinal just extends the length of the competition, makes for tired competitors and a bored audience. Often, the winners turn out to be victorious based on the attrition of others. The most skilled or exciting competitor is often left too exhausted to exceed. A skills competition / exhibition is not the place where I want to see an endurance challenge. I want to see skills and excitement. Now, when the stars of the NBA have passed skills competition / all-star weekends stopped competing in the NBA slam dunk competition, the public rightfully complained. And that's when the NBA started screwing with the rules. What the NBA didn't do was entice enough of their stars to come back to the slam dunk competition. Money talks, NBA. Make the prize $1 million instead of $100,000. Done. You can afford it. Next problem. The home run derby, now just do what the 3-point competition did.
Excellent take, Cobb. I think what I like about that is you just get right to the root of it, which is people's incentives. And, even somebody like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, they can't resist $1 million if it's up for grabs.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kobe actually did a slam dunk competition once, and he won. And, that's kind of brought a little bit of life back to the whole exhibition of it all. It was fun. When you have a big name, people are drawn to stars. Let's not forget that. People aren't drawn to rules.
Well, Cobb, let's also not forget that the stars who have participated in this are actually better dunkers than the scrubs who usually get in the contest.
Yeah.
It's not just that you want to see LeBron James dunk because he's LeBron James. You want to see LeBron James dunk because it's LeBron James dunking. That's why you want to see it.
And he dunks. His dunks are amazing. And just to complain a little bit about the dunk competition last night, and the fact is there wasn't even like a real winner. Like they had the team win, which was ridiculous, and then out of the team, the East team that won, they picked Paul George to be the dunker of the night. So it wasn't like he even won. He was just like, thanks for being the best participatory person on our exhibition East team.
Yeah, it was like an MVP of a dunking contest.
Yeah, you're the team MVP of our dunk team.
Right. Yeah, pretty lame. Pretty terrible.
But early on, I tweeted, these guys have no enthusiasm, and I tweeted out the first guy to actually enjoy himself or to actually celebrate a good dunk is going to win. I didn't even know the rules at the point. Apparently, there wasn't even going to be a winner, but I thought just the guy who would exude the most energy and physically show that he was having the most amount of fun was actually going to be a crowd favorite, and the judges would reward him as such. And they had other lame rules in the past. Like the past 3 or 4 years, the winner went out. The winner was decided by tweets. the person who had the most tweets won the competition. It wasn't even like their dunks didn't even matter at this point. You know, so just a lot of homers going out, and I'm going to vote for my guy. And the tweets were submitted even before the dunks were done. And so at least they got rid of that. But if they want to do better, they need to simplify the rules, simplify how, you know, simplify the rules of the competition, and then just bring the stars back.
Yep.
Simple as
I
that.
think I didn't watch it last night. It didn't even appeal to me. Wasn't interesting. I had better things to do.
Can I weigh in here, Vince?
Please
Feel
feel
free.
The thing I miss about all that stuff, because I was an NBA fan back like in the heyday, and
like
I think
when
what we're
Oscar
missing,
Robertson was playing, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, George Mikan, you know, that kind of stuff. Way back in the day.
Pete Maravich.
When they played on Hay.
Yeah, exactly. Pistol. No, I think what we're missing is like actual player rivalries. You know, like of course they have like the matchups and all that kind of stuff, but like back in the day on the dunk contest, like Dominique and Jordan, like there was a problem if one of those guys didn't win. And, you know, they took it personally, and it wasn't, even if it was just fun and whatever, like, there's no, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no actual rivalry as far as, like, I can do this better than you, that's why I'm here, and I'm going to prove it, you know?
Yeah. I think what would help with that, I'm sorry, Brad. I think what would help with that is, I'm not even sure, but I think last year's winner was actually in the slam dunk competition this year, but nobody knew that. And what you need is you need to have, like, people come and you need to take the crown. You need to be like, this guy has what I want, and that's the slam dunk competition crown. He is the champion. I need to go and take it from him. And the guy who was wearing the crown needs to go, I am going to do everything in my power to prevent that. You know, I want to be the king on this hill, and to get my crown, you have to knock me off. And
exactly.
none of that happened last night. Yeah.
To
and
be
none
the
of that
man,
happened
you gotta
last
be
night. The guy
man.
just laid down and was just like, okay, take my crown.
So the only part of this that I saw last night, in fact, I didn't see it because it wasn't interesting to me or whatever else, but I did watch some tweets, and there was somebody tweeted a picture of some guy getting. Tell me if this is correct, whether I just misinterpreted this picture, but there was some guy with his legs spread. I don't even know who it was, who was getting held up by his crotch, and then like picked up in order to dunk the ball. Is that did that happen?
Were you watching?
This was just on Twitter. This was a picture on Twitter. Did that actually happen, or was that like a joke tweet?
The picture is real. You're referring to the John Wall dunk, the one that won him the Dunker of the Night award. But he wasn't being held up. He jumped and received the ball over the Wizards mascot's head, and then proceeded to go under the basket, and he dunked it back over his head after flying over the head of the mascot under the basket, and then he actually, the thing that made that dunk so great is he actually celebrated. He actually had fun. He actually did a dance because he was happy that he had a really good dunk, and that's the only reason he won. No one else even.
Yeah, it sure looked like the mascot's hands were up in that guy's crotch, though. I mean, that's what it looked like.
No, you're talking like as if he was like figure pair skating, and and he was holding in mid twizzle. He was holding his partner above his head, and he was turning her. Because it sounds like you got a perfect, timely snapped photo of this. But if you saw it in real time, there was no holding up of the competitor. He was just merely placing the ball there while he flew over him. He was not holding him.
There was no illegal hands to the crotch. That's important to know.
No, Drake actually got close. I don't know if you heard this or not, but Drake showed up, and some unnamed dunker allowed Drake to hold a basketball out at arm's length, and Drake, he held the ball out as far as he could away from his head, face, and body, and the guy ran by and took it off Drake's hand, and Drake's, he grabbed the ball basically around his sack region, and so there's a lot of groin, crotch, ball grabbing areas last night.
That's just an embarrassment, an absolute.
And even the big Aristotle made an appearance, and that was actually really lame.
Yes, the NFL would never do anything like this.
Yeah, they would just do the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah.
Says we're supposed to do a music break, but we're kind of past that, so we're just going to come to the welcome back. Okay, Cobb?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let me cue this
Yeah,
up here.
we only have 15 minutes left, and we're 15 minutes behind.
All right, let me cue this up.
Oh no.
Welcome back to the Tweeting Warrior Pod.
Like we went anywhere.
Right, we didn't go anywhere, and it's a video cast anyway with Brad Hutchings and J. Cobb. We're video casting live on YouTube today until about 4:15 Pacific. Driving down the lane and posterizing our way to our reserved spots on the Mount Rushmore of J-More sports-inspired podcasters.
I want to be the next to TJ.
Right. Well, it's me. Empty for now. TJ, then you. I don't even know. Actually, I'm going to show you how this is in a minute.
Okay. Well, you've given this way too much thought, Brad. Hey, everyone out there in Warrior Land, welcome to the Tweeting Warrior videocast, home of the premier source of sports fan fiction.
Here's how to interact with us live. To tweet our show, hashtag TheTMV. Call into the show with the GoToMeeting app for your phone, tablet, Mac, or PC. Nobody's on hold right now, so it'd be a good time to get in. Our meeting ID is 889-679-341.
So, hashtag your tweets, the TMV. GoToMeeting ID is 889-679-341.
This last half hour, we are joined by Trevante Jaramillo, who you just heard a minute ago, for an important debate. Then we're going to talk about the Warrior road trip to Bakersfield.
Road trip! Hit it!
The TMV debates.
As I said before, we're happy to welcome...
Master?
Huh?
Who's the master?
I don't know. Let me do the script.
Okay.
As I said before, we're happy to welcome Trevante Jaramillo to join us for a quick debate. How you doing, TJ?
I'm amazing, sir. How are you?
I'm very, very good. So today's topic is going to be who's on the Rushmore Today's topic is who is on the Mount Rushmore of J-More inspired podcasters. That's Rushmore spelled M-O-H-R. For these four coveted slots of greatness, the nominees are me, of course, Cobb, and Trevante. Also, I guess we have to include Barry Katz. And you can see in here that this is a topic that is near and dear to our hearts. And I have a picture of how it might look. Let me see if I can put this up in Hangouts.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try. Let's see your screen share. Can I get...
A what?
Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to do desktop. We'll do desktop 1.
Can I get a what?
And I'm going to start screen here.
I almost swore the ultimate swear. I'm an idiot.
Nelly was at the slam dunk competition last night. Oh, that's rad. That is
I can see it in the prisoner box. There you go.
Yes. The prisoner box. So, as you can see here, I've got Cobb with his You Are Here banner far on the right.
Yes.
I'm
I'm at the Lincoln position, I believe.
Yes, I have. I don't know whose positions these are, to tell you the truth. I mean, we could see, actually, if you want to see.
Well, going right to left, it's Lincoln, and then it's
it's
Barry Katz in the Teddy Roosevelt position, and then
Isn't it John Adams, Roosevelt, and
no, it's Thomas Jefferson.
That's Jefferson.
Ah,
And Washington.
Yeah, and then Washington.
I'm
so
an Adams guy.
TJ is in the Trevante Jaramillo is in the George Washington position, and Brad and Monk. Is that Monk in the
That
Thomas
is
Jefferson?
Well, yes, Barry Katz. Where's Barry Katz?
In the Teddy Roosevelt position.
Yes. And then me and Monk have got the... which position did we have again? Oh, yeah, that's Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
And Cobb is in the Abe Lincoln position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's
and
fantastic.
we want to have TJ's microphone.
Nice.
That's funny.
The mic is tight.
Am I in the Washington spot because my head is the biggest?
I think because you were first.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Actually, I tried to line... Cobb's lined up with the eyes of Lincoln. And I end up...
Yeah, that's true. You did kind of do it with like the face positions, how the
Right, I did
direction
that with
was
me
pointing.
and Katz as well, and you were just sort of left there.
Why did you leave the hoof in there? The paw.
The paw?
The hoof.
Well, that's a very important part of my picture.
He's scratching Barry Katz's nose.
No biting man.
Hey,
No biting, man. No
I
scratching,
got
man.
an itch. I can't scratch, man.
Yeah. So,
If you could
Dog
just
just
get
bit me.
that.
No,
If you
he
could just get
didn't.
that, Monk, that'd be great. Yeah, you're undeniable, Monk.
just a second here, guys.
God, I love doing Barry Katz impression because I suck at it.
You don't suck, TJ. You're undeniable, man.
So there really isn't a lot to debate here except who goes where. So Cobb and TJ, I'd like each to describe how you would arrange the faces and why. Cobb, you go first.
Cobb goes first. Okay, well, I think I'd keep TJ in the Washington position because he is first. He had a podcast before you and I had our podcast, and he had his podcast before Barry Katz had his podcast. So since George Washington was the first president of these United States, I'd say keep TJ there.
Which makes me think that maybe you should transpose both, or not transpose, but flip both Cobb and Barry, and then switch their positions. Because why would you guys be apart from each other?
Jefferson and Lincoln?
No, Brad and
Oh,
Cobb.
just to
I feel
keep
like you
us-
guys should be next to each other.
Just
Yeah.
to keep us together. Well, I have a point that I'd say Brad doesn't need to switch them because originally, I don't know if you know this or not, Mount Rushmore was supposed to have 3 faces on it. It was supposed to have George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Abraham Lincoln. But because this whole during the term of Teddy Roosevelt, he had an emphasis on nature and on national parks. They considered him a great president at the time, and they etched him in on the side, very almost like sporadically, like.
So what you're saying,
wait a
Cobb?
minute.
What you're saying, Cobb, is that he was like the Chris Bosh of his time, and he basically defecated all over their plans.
No, he himself didn't have anything to do with it. They decided to put him there. It was unplanned. It just kind of happened sporadically. And the thing is, the three initial ones of Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln, that was all that was set to be. Kind of like the 3 of us. We
Right?
have,
Yeah. It was kind of a last-minute addition that I added.
right, and Barry Katz
but,
kind of came in last minute.
but I do sort of feel
Well, no,
that
because he was
in-
considered like great at podcasting, but not at his own thing. Like everybody in the whole world loved him on podcasts, but not the industry standard podcasts. So they're like, hey, what about Barry? He's been crushing it on the airwaves, not in his own podcast, but maybe we should, carve away 2.5 miles worth of rock and kind of stick him in there in the middle.
Okay, well maybe we keep Barry Katz there because he's not even as famous as his brother.
Who's
I'm
his
a little
brother?
uncomfortable that
I don't know. I
I'm
just
the
was
first
hoping
one.
he had a famous brother, and then that would work out.
Gotcha.
Louis Katz, famous comedian.
Hey, you ever met my brother Louis Katz, man? He's big time. He's undeniable, man.
So TJ, what do you think
I
about
can't
this?
get him booked anywhere though. But
He won't even hire me as a manager, man.
let me ask you something, man. Have you ever had an undersea excursion where you came up underneath a Russian castle and assassinated a leader? No? I'll tell him, man. I don't know how this is going to work out.
And if to finalize my my Mount Rushmore here, Brad, I think I
Yes.
would switch. I think I'd switch you and I. So I'd keep TJ there in George Washington's position. I'd leave Barry Katz in his Teddy Roosevelt position, and I'd move you to the Lincoln spot, and I'd move me to the Jefferson spot because just politically speaking, I think you, as Facebook Brad, are more closely associated with the Republican Abraham Lincoln, and I would probably be more closely associated with the philandering Thomas Jefferson.
Very good point. I think he... You know what? It even looks right. I completely agree with what you're doing.
Stay tuned till next week when we decide who is which Beatle.
Oh!
Oh, my God.
Oh!
Can I make a little confession here, boys?
Total
Yes,
cheater.
you can.
I messaged Brad on Facebook this little thing that I had a little nugget that I thought you guys might hate me even further for.
Oh, I didn't
Luckily,
see
a
that.
lot of the people in my luckily a lot of the people in my circle, like, it was a big week, man. Concerts, trips, all kinds of cool stuff. And for me, it was a big week because I had the incomparable Dr. Steve on my podcast on Thursday.
Right, cool.
And good response and a lot of fun. Like, I'm probably top 3 proudest shows of. I just loved it. Had a good time. So much so that I am an idiot, and I've never done this before, but I actually direct messaged a link to that podcast to our Lord and Savior, Jay Moore, and as soon as I hit send, I regretted it. I'm like, oh, no.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I just felt like an idiot.
Is it still out there? Did he respond to it yet?
No.
Yeah, okay. Don't be ashamed of it. I mean, you're working hard, bro. You're sharing what you want to do. You're sharing what you love. I wouldn't stop there with JJ. I'd direct message or email to a few other people.
Like that weird text bot commercial on iHeartRadio. Have you heard that?
I haven't, but you need. Oh yeah, I have.
What's the
text bot commercial?
When does it? Right. When is enough enough?
That one?
It's like, hey,
what is it?
What's up?
Hey, what's up? Holla at your boy.
It's a kid. Like, I guess the scenario is like a boy is texting his young girlfriend, looking for sexts, meaning picture messages that are of the racy nature, and it's the creepiest commercial, but it's funny, it's effective. I can't get it out of my head, so. You're saying I should do that to Jay Moore?
No, I think you should probably send your interview to Barry Katz and tell him what he could expect by coming on your podcast. Because you did very, very well with that.
You did really well with Dr. Steve.
You did extremely well with Dr. Steve.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Yes, and right now, actually, if I were really looking to do something funny right now, I'd have a glass of cold water and I would show you the red, white, and blue hand thing because it's pretty creepy.
Does your hand actually do that?
You know what? I don't get the red. Pardon me. I don't get the blue, but I do get the white and the red.
That'd be kind of cool.
It would. It really isn't that cool. It actually hurts, believe it or not. It's
it's no fun. Weird Medicine at Riotcast. You should probably.
I know. I'm wearing gloves when it's 68 degrees out. It's crazy. So anyway. All right,
thank you, boys.
I think we solved this.
Yeah.
Should I leave you to it, or what do you want me to do?
Yeah, why don't you leave us to it? Thanks for doing this, and
absolutely, guys.
And I'm glad that you've got your head on the Mount Rushmore of Jay Moore inspired podcasters, just like me and Cobb and Barry Katz, and somebody else has to take us down. I think that's really what it boils down to here.
Yeah.
Damn right.
All right, man.
Well, thanks, boys. Enjoy the rest of your show, and we'll see you soon, huh?
See you, TJ.
Take care,
All
TJ.
right,
Thanks for coming in.
I'm going to have to check that out. I saw that he posted it, that he was working on getting Dr. Steve, but I haven't yet listened. When did you listen? When did it pop up, Brad?
Oh, I think it popped up Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He actually answers Dr. Steve actually answers one of my questions, which is really pretty weird. Yeah, I'm
pretty rad.
One of the weird things is I'm allergic to cold. Very true. As weird as that is, I have been all my adult life. Next topic, or next session here.
Next session. Well, what, man? Before we move to the, what do we got here?
Well, go ahead.
Before we move on.
Yeah.
Was it? I texted you earlier before the show when we were just exchanging notes about today's show, and you totally just broke it down what I wanted to do today, which was we'll discuss which Beatle make up the TMV, because that's actually what I wanted to do. Was one of my topics.
Oh, I'm
totally
sorry.
Just blew it out of the water. Well, whatever.
Well, that stinks. All right. Well, next thing, we could do I just figured we could do it with pictures next week. We could actually do a whole thing. So, with the four of us, I think that we could have a recurring thing here. Just like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have it all figured out.
Well, who's Barry Katz? Who's he going to be?
Well, I don't have Barry Katz or TJ involved. I mean, I could probably fit in there easily. But I have who you and I are.
Right. Well, if this is going to be a recurring bit, well, hopefully we're the two that are alive. That's the important part here.
No, we're
But
not.
if this is going to be a recurring bit, then we gotta find something that all four of us can be.
All right, we'll
All
shelf it. We'll shelf
All
it.
right. Well, next week it's good, and I can do
Yeah,
some
well, I'm
art.
saying
It'll
we'll
be
shelf it.
great. Cool. All right, next thing.
Next thing.
Warrior Road Trip.
Hey, Brad, what are you doing on May 10th?
Of this year, no idea, man.
Well, you're driving to Bakersfield with me to see Jay Moore at the Fox Theater. He'll be recording a new special there, and it'll be a great time for us to meet up with Fresh Fry Phil, Frank Drebin, and others who want to make this pilgrimage.
He's recording a special, so I bet Barry Katz will be on hand like he was when JJ recorded his last special, Funny for a Girl. I'd love to shake Barry's hand and say I'm one of the two guys who favorites his podcast posts on Facebook.
Why didn't you tell him that when we met him at PetSmart a few weeks ago?
Slipped my mind, dude. So it sounds like we're having a meetup. Wouldn't it be cool if we all dressed the same and sat in adjacent seats so people would know we were JJ's craziest fans?
It sure would. Let's go over the uniform now so everyone will have time to get theirs together. First, you'll need a white, unsigned...
Hold on. Go.
What are you doing?
I had to turn the screen lock off. Go ahead. Start with first.
Okay. First, you will need a white, unsigned Warriors t-shirt. You can get one for about $25 from jmore.com. Brad can't quite fit into his XL model of that right now, and JJ doesn't offer a double XL, so he's going to have to lose a little weight as well.
Second, see, I brought props. You didn't bring props, dude.
Oh, I didn't bring props.
Okay, so second, we're all going to be wearing white Nike Air Force Ones.
I have some.
AKA Uptowns. Now, these, as you see, are a little bit worn. They're like a lot worn. How about that? That's just disgustingly worn.
Eek.
But you can get them new for about $90 from eastbay.com.
Mine are pretty brand new. Mine still look really good. And they're at the high top. They're not the low top.
Oh, no, you got low tops, dude. No, high tops not allowed.
Well, I'll cut off the high top then. I'm not gonna...
All right, fair enough.
Third, you'll need an official Miami Marlins hat with a flat brim. Eat your heart out, Drew Arnakovich. These are about $30 on Amazon.
Okay, fourth, you're going to need a Tag Heuer Carrera watch. It's classy, it's timeless, if you'll pardon the pun. So it's a classy, timeless look. I'm partial to the black face, but the silver and white are fine too. You can get one of these at Macy's for about $2,200, or if you want to go gray market, you can find them online for about $1,200.
Is that a Tag Heuer or a Tag Heuer?
It's a Tag.
Tag? Fifth, you'll need sunglasses. I have darkened lenses for my Kaiser prescription driving glasses, which I'm not showing you right now. You should probably get signed up with Kaiser this week so you can get into the optometrist and get your prescription made in time.
Now, if we were real fans, we'd all get Fruit of the Loom underwear so we're not adjusting our nuts like a NASCAR pit crew. But I don't think we have to get that detailed with this.
I noticed that we're not wearing any pants. Please, everyone, get a pair of pre-washed dad jeans from Old Navy. They're a great value and a comfortable look. Ladies, you should get the mom jeans from Old Navy as well.
We'll let you know when tickets go on sale and what blocks of seats we're looking at. But now is the time to get started getting your uniform together.
All right. I think I got half of that ready. I got the hat. I got the unsigned shirt. I have dad jeans. No, I don't have dad jeans. I have Levi's, and they're like, they're not dad. Jeans.
Somebody's gonna spoil this for us by like wearing green jeans or going with thermal underwear under their t-shirt. Or, maybe wearing a Dodgers hat. We can't have any of this. I mean, everybody's got to wear the uniform. If you want to be with us, you got to wear the uniform. Cobb and I are going to be dressed like this. If you want to sit near us, you have to do this.
Yeah. I should go get my hat and my glass lenses covers.
Well, that's what I was hoping you'd do that. I think that would have made this segment a little funnier.
Well, yeah, but I can do that right. You should have just gave me a heads up.
That's all right. Hey, you want to hit the rest of the calls, tweets, and topics?
Calls, tweets, and topics. Do we have anyone online?
We don't have
online,
anyone
I should
online,
say?
but we've got a few topics left. Let me
All right.
let me hit sound for that here.
Your calls, your tweets, our topics.
All right, so there's nobody online for calls, but we do have a few interactions here.
Yeah.
Boaz Trillium's tweets. Police report that the 2 armed robbers from this morning's break-in were also, in fact, double-handed.
Double-handed.
Yes.
What's double-handed? Is that a slam dunk? A double-handed slam dunk?
It's
Two-handed?
double-handed slam dunks. A two-handed slam dunk.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Sparky tweets us. He said that our audio on GoToMeeting is a little better this week, but you couldn't hear me. Maybe next week. Third time's the charm. I'm pretty sure we could have heard you, and you were unmuted, and I was actually getting the beeps from GoToMeeting. So I think maybe your microphone wasn't too good there, Sparky. Sorry about that.
I got a tweet here from French Fry Phil. I was really hoping to call into the TMV today and talk Pizza Hut, but I'm stuck at the in-laws. ... Bored. ... To ... D. I think he was supposed to spell out deal. Or
Bored to
dial?
deal.
Or to deal.
Bored to deal?
Bored to bored. In-laws bored to D. DEA?
Bored to maybe he's talking about Aaron, not Amber's D.
No, yeah, maybe.
Maybe. That's weird. Okay, whatever, FFP. You do how you like.
Tim O'Halloran tweets, sort of sounded like Brad Hutchings was trying to paint a very erotic Manziel picture, kind of like a 65-year-old in lingerie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the whole aspect of a montage, though. You know, you gotta have a montage!
Tim O'Halloran also tweets at us, the slam dunk contest sounds like it was a little dolphin molesty. Yeah, it was, I don't know, I didn't watch it. Not my thing. I didn't care.
Through your description, I would agree with Tim's tweet, though.
Yeah. So Cobb, I'm gonna skip over a story here. Actually, I'll tell you one story. This sort of goes with my take. Jeff Fisher, apparently, he's the coach of the. Where do the Rams play now? St. Louis.
They're still in St. Louis.
Yeah. He's the coach of the St. Louis Rams, and he apparently consulted with Roger Goodell before hiring Greg Williams as his defensive coordinator. And, you know, Greg Williams was involved in Bountygate in New Orleans. And
Right.
Fisher and Williams coached together for the Houston Oilers and the Tennessee Titans way back in the day. But, yeah, the funny thing is that Fisher had to consult with Goodell before hiring him. So, and apparently that was noteworthy.
Well, yeah, because didn't he have a lifetime suspension?
No, he just had a 1-year suspension.
Oh, just a 1-year suspension.
Just
Well, he
a
tried to
1-year
hire him
suspension.
last year, but it was put on hold.
Just
whenever
very
he wanted
strange,
to hire
very
him.
weird, very weird. You had a topic here. TMV
what's
Brad
the
and Cobb
weird-
can. Huh?
What's the weird part about him consulting? He had to.
I don't know why he had to. The suspension is 1 year. The suspension was over, so he hired him this year.
Okay.
After the suspension was over,
I don't. Longer suspension than a year. If it is a
No, it's
1-year
just one.
suspension, then it is weird.
It's just weird that, you know, Goodell will protect the shield, you know, in that case, but, you know, when it comes to when it comes to Dolphins locker room or, you know, how Michael Sam's going to be treated or whatever, it's completely hands off and let that just spin out of control.
Yeah, it's typical. Well, it's typical micromanager right there. You know,
Yeah.
a micromanager manages what they can manage and they ignore what they can't. And
That's
they
a
want to
very
have
good
their
point.
hands and they want to have their hands and fingers in the stuff they can control, but the real stuff they should be doing.
Yeah, they just turn their back
they
to it.
ignore. They turn their back to it. Right.
It's a very strong point, Cobb. It transcends sports. TMV Brad and Cobb comparisons that they'll hate. So you had two.
I had
all
the one of them was the Beatles one. And
Okay.
We're going to shelf
I
that
actually
to
like
next
that.
week.
Okay, I actually like that. So what else did you got there?
The other one was did you come up with at least one or two for me? Because if you don't,
I don't
have
really know
any,
what-
I really don't want to bring mine up.
Oh, I don't really know what they are. I didn't quite get the point. So maybe if you tell me that one, then I could get the point and come up with them off the top of my head real quick. I'm fast like that.
I was gonna go Brad and Cobb comparisons that they'll hate. I was gonna go old school Sports Center. with Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann, and I was going to have you be Keith Olbermann.
Yeah, I'll hate that. I will hate that. Yeah.
And then I would be Dan Patrick,
sorry,
and I would like that, and you would hate it.
Right.
So if you didn't have a comparison for me to hate, then it just seems like I'm dumping on you, and I didn't want this to turn into that.
I would be very happy to be Craig Kilborn, though.
Kilby?
Sure, why not? Who was he paired with?
He didn't really have like a set broadcast partner. He was kind of just like a free agent. I think he did a lot with Kenny Mayne. He did a lot of SportsCenters with Kenny Mayne.
I hate to tell you, but I really think he was the best of the bunch. And then he got his like the Late Show or whatever, and then he just kind of faded out. I mean, but he was funny dude.
He was the best of the bunch. He was kind of the first to leave. He went straight to Daily Show. He started Daily Show.
Yeah. Well, then after that he went to late night, and he was funny he was very funny. And then I guess he just burned out. I don't know what happened with that. It's kind of weird.
He did kind of burn out. He just wasn't pulling ratings. I don't know. He's talented, but he also did. But he had that one. It wasn't even a cameo in Old School. He actually had like a part. He actually played like a douchebag boyfriend in Old School. It wasn't just merely a cameo.
Yeah.
And I think he maybe just put too much on his plate, or not enough people recognized his talent. But yeah, I thought he was fantastic.
So now I need to come up with a comparison.
Yeah. Well, this all started because I don't want to.
I'll tell you what. I've got one for you. You are Walter Mondale, and I am Geraldine Ferraro. Okay.
Both losers.
It could be.
But last week, you were saying we're talking about what are our talents and what we do, and I said my talent is what I bring to the table is the podcast was my idea, and then you just kind of like sat there and.
No, I just let it go. I let it go because it's true.
I was kind of like I was trying to rub you and like
you were trying to provoke me, but this is the funny thing. You were trying to
sit there.
You were trying to provoke me.
I was like,
I know you were, but I knew I disappointed you. That's the thing because I let that sit there because I thought, okay, I'm going to let that sit there.
Yeah.
But you know what? It really, when you think about it, though, it really was your idea. Because I did that interview with you, and I think you're the one who said, "Hey, we should do a podcast." And I said, "You know what? I've been thinking about that for a long time." So,
all right.
Credit to you. It was your idea. I mean, as much as I would like to have disputed that with fact and just absolutely, like rubbed your face into the fact that it really was my idea, I couldn't because it wasn't. It was yours. So,
right.
You get that point. That's fair. The last thing is on our little notes here is. Additional topics. Chevy problems this week. So the first thing is this NASCAR Chevy pace car catches fire for some reason. Who knows what that's about? They're investigating right now. GM and NASCAR are investigating the cause of the fire. I mean, okay, so look, you got two things that are needed for fire. Okay, you need fuel and you need an ignition source. So fuel, it's got a bunch of gasoline in it. An ignition source, there's sparks, there's electronics. It might just have leaked out.
Everywhere.
Might have been heat, might have been whatever. I mean, cars catch fire. It happens. Fortunately, they had a spare pace car ready to take over.
Oh no!
And nobody was hurt, and it's just. But it is kind of embarrassing for them. And then the other embarrassing thing for Chevy is there was a sinkhole at the Corvette Museum in Kentucky that ate 3 vintage Corvettes, and apparently GM has stepped up, and they're actually shipping in some sort of a crane or something in order to pull these Corvettes out of the sinkhole, and they're gonna ship the Corvettes to the Corvette factory wherever it is, and have them restored to tip-top new shape. I think it was like a 2001 pace car or something like that, or one of a kind.
Another pace car? Good grief.
That was destroyed. Yeah, my friend Bob in Tennessee brought this news to me and told me about the resolution.
Yeah.
Which is
I actually saw the picture of it online. It was just, it's a hole in the background. The background is Chevy Corvette artifacts on the wall, and then you look down to the ground, and then there's like just a black sinkhole. And like this, like there used to be cars here is basically what the caption may read.
Right. The third big Chevy problem this week is that the power door lock in my Chevy Blazer has stopped working.
Oh no!
So I have to manually lock the door when I get in the car because I like to drive
like
the doors.
It's the 80s?
Yes, and I have to reach across. I have to reach across to the other door and manually lock it. And
like
then
the
when
80s?
Like the 70s, man. I think even my 80s car had power door locks. And it's terrible. So Chevy has had, and what this means, Cobb, basically, is that when we go up to Bakersfield on the 10th of May, I'm going to have to rent a car because I cannot be driving, the streets of L.A. with a car with power door locks that don't work. That's just not safe. So
it doesn't sound safe at all.
No, it doesn't.
But Chevy did get some good news today, and that is the Chevrolet number 3 car. The number 3 is making its return to Daytona. Won the pole for the Daytona 500 today.
How about that? Well, I think they should just give that up from embarrassment over the rest of the week, and especially over my power door locks, which pisses me off completely.
Definitely need to do something about that.
Yes, sir. All right, I think we're ready to say thank yous and end this thing. What do you think?
All right.
All right. Let me just review this real quick because it says live pause, review, and edit this before reading. In case we didn't have anybody. We'll thank the callers even though we didn't have any. It's good. You ready to do this?
Yeah, we had our one guest call in, but he wasn't technically a caller.
All right, here we go. Thanks to Travanti Jaramillo, Boaz and 12. Thanks to the callers and tweeters for participating live this afternoon. Yeah, especially all those callers. Special thanks to the overpaid commissioners of our country's 3 greatest professional sports for writing my take today. Thanks to Bakersfield for just being there on May 10th. And thanks to the listeners, wherever you listened live or on the podcast, for giving us an hour and a half of your time. Thanks to J. Cobb for doing a videocast with me.
Thank you, Brad. Please, let us know what you thought of today's show on Twitter. Hashtag TheTMV. Made me feel great. The edited podcast will be up late tonight for you to enjoy during the week. We'll see you next Sunday afternoon at 2:30 Pacific, or maybe earlier. We're going to work it out. For another fun hour and a half of the TMV.
Lates.